second though.
Eraus ar fad. No, mar stíl Rahasha, Kieran Murphy-ish, Killing Chestu, Tut Fe Feinte, Tan Peite, Aimsha again got Diane.
Svishinik Chasta go Galway Cork.
Get a shoot the Khmer the Machach, Ta Sullivan Lash dig the Stakri Izaki. Oh, God damn, Hansenson, force on the Hurling. Jerry O'Connor to Peinte, while Aimsha get Jerry Ta the Hurling. Izaki O'Halpine, chance, Clover again.
Well, Shinnan, Maradort Minis, Luhian Shinnan, difficulty to Izaki.
Bet in the Honeymotogs, Tasha Fachter a reach to get, Agus Tashi Kyle to reach to get, a Shane Captain a reached. A glimmer to house. Joe Canning, Shin Count Deaver put to get Canning, also Hune, Sheer, Hewin, Le Krug, no Matirg, no Martian, Achnor Hagan and Desh, Tapuin Chendesh.
Shin Ord score and Shin White Joe Canning, Agus Bidini Agra, Nurvishek Togal, Tuckin is here, Gogali, Nakrashik, Falmora, on Nimmer, Shin, Hain, a Kuik fight on Nimmer to New, Agus, and Clifford Godoiga, Agus Annam, Ronan Curran, Tofli and Shin.
Exactly, or Canning in the park here. Frank Falke, a Gorkik, Joe Gantley. Milenge, Ereigema, Agus on paint time, Jega Gantley, Rutherhogan, Shachki now, Agus Howlow, Fanish, going and Vo, Curter, Harrowing inside, and Naliv. No Cusack. And it's cool in the galley, and I know in Grigale they're cool because I'm going to do a kid last time, which it's just so new. Conabre, go home to her fat Satanala. Damien Hayes, and the Conabre didn't get Hayes and Darley passing it. Stackly Gantley, Shane O'Neill, Gusan and Haman, Hanekima, the Machach, the Irene Lesh. That's that Gantley or Clara scored a reached it so.
Shannon score by Joe Gantley, Agus in Fishon Janthaga.
Earlier in the year, I felt was a turning point for Galway because going up to Parnell Park was never going to be easy against Dublin, and to win a final was important, and it was our first bit of silverware in 6 years, and we've driven on from there, and in fairness to the players, they fought really hard today. They laid the foundation for their victory, I think, in the opening half, leading at half-time by 4 points against the wind. And but we challenged them in the second half to drive on from there. I don't believe Cork were playing silly beggars today. I think Cork were anxious to win some silverware, maybe to justify their strike last year against Gerald McCarthy. They fought to the bitter end, but on the day, Galway were the better team.
All right, Karina Magachan, agus Cohardachas Lat.
Seeing as this is our second piece of silverware this year, it's a case of so far so good for us, and there's just a few people I'd like to thank at this stage.
After the game, but you know it wasn't a day for Cork today.
No, I mean, like, we've no complaints really. Galway up the tempo. I mean, the first half was a terrific game, and it was fast, and scores were fast and furious, but we more than held our own really. We're probably a bit unlucky that maybe we were a bit close at half time, but you know, we conceded 2 points straight away, same as last year in the championship. And we seem to be losing, you know, a lot of the kind of breaking ball, 50-50 balls for most of the second half. And, you know, there was times we were advancing there in the half hour and even the last half an hour where we looked to be attacking them, we lost the ball and they got a score below. And, you know, that's a serious turnaround at this level.
It was mentioned here in the stand, Dennis, and also maybe in the commentary, that maybe some of the guys who have had a lot of mileage on the legs, maybe there's not a whole pile left in those guys, and maybe we should be reassessing where Cork really are in the pecking order at this stage. Yeah,
well, to be honest with you, we're only getting going. The championship is only starting now, so I mean, I'm sure the players will answer those questions in due course, starting in 4 weeks' time. So I'm not going to answer the questions. I'll be asking the questions, and the players will answer those questions.
Cork supporters have been clamouring to see Michael Cusson and Isaki playing together in a big day. We saw it today. How did you feel it went?
Well, I suppose as the game turned out, I mean, Michael Cusson had a splendid game really in the half-forward line, and there wasn't a whole lot going to Osaki inside. So, I mean, maybe that's because we weren't allowed to get the ball in, but you know, we'll have to just shuffle the pack maybe and see how it's going. But I mean, I was very pleased with Michael Cusson, the way he performed and won a lot of ball. And
finally, Owen Dillon, a baptism of fire coming in at fullback, a very difficult thing to do to mark Joe Canning any day of the week. Hard day for him. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know what Joe would have got in the bitter end, but for the most part, I mean, Owen acquitted himself very well there. I mean, Joe got a goal in the point in about a minute or two in the first half, which made it look worse than what it was, but I think Owen played well right to the end there, and I think a lot of the scores Joe got were maybe out the field when there was a lot of space created. So we'll have to look at that. I mean, the best defender in the world isn't going to be able to mind his house if there's too much space in front of him at this level. Okay, thanks Dennis. Garmaga to start thinking such run on you.
Colm, how does it feel to have won a National League medal in a wonderful setting tonight?
Feels nice now, to be honest. You know, we haven't too much to shout about recently in the last few years. You know, and I think I'm my 4th year here now, and you know, it's the first piece of silver I have to show apart from the World Cup. You know, so Anthony getting out these days, you know, it's hard got. So
how tough was that?
It was very hard. You know, the first half there was no quarters given or taken. You know, and the second half we pulled away a bit towards the end, but I think, you know, it's a bit flatter than really the scoreline. You know, it was a really tough game.
Well, some people worry about the National Leagues. Nothing wrong with that game in Thurles this evening, and certainly Galway people will be more than happy with it. Michael Dignan, crowd in the end of slightly over 14,000 saw that match. They would have been impressed with Galway, I think. Yeah, I thought it was a very enjoyable game, particularly the first half. I think the tone was set very early with Damien Hayes' goal, and after that we had everything in the first half. Great Cathal Knoxon goal, great Joe Canning goal. We had points going over from everywhere. Ben O'Connor cut 2 line balls over, a few great saves from Callan and from Donal Logue at the other end. And overall the first half, 2-12 to 1-11 at half time was brilliant. And then Galway in the second half, as Colm said, they pulled away. I think their maybe superior fitness and teamwork told in the end. And I suppose when you have Joe Canning, like, he scored 1-5, I think, you know, Cork's top scorer from play was 2 points maybe, so I think at the end of the day he was probably the difference again. People have seen a good improvement, I think, Cyril Farrell, in this Galway team through this league campaign, and that victory today obviously vindicates that. Yeah, they're going very well all year, and I suppose from the management point of view, you'd have to say the new guys coming in, they'd be very happy to see with Donald Barry, you know, David Burke midfield, and Aidan Hart got 4 points there from play today. They'd be very happy with that because they have the nucleus. Remember now, they've got into a league final. You could say 90% of the games were played without the Portumna contingent, and now they have added them to the panel, so they're very, very strong, and it augurs well for the summer. It's a great win, and there was some great hurling, especially in the first half. And they got a great start as well. Yeah, Damien Hayes got off to a flyer. He went out wing forward, he picked up Donal Logue Cusick, you know, and he has the pace. He wanted a good game as well because lately he has been there, but look at the pace here he has. He won this ball and he shouldn't have won it at all, really, like, you know. Now, he says a dummy here to Donal Logue, goes around here, Sean, goes around here and sticks in the back of the net. A great goal. It's a great start to a game, and again a long ball in here coming in very high. Now Joe Canning is underneath this. It's answering Cork's goal. He catches a great ball. Dylan kind of half fouls him, takes a few steps, sticks in the back of the net, but it comes at the right time because it answers Cork's goal. Again, he's fouled there, does take a few extra steps, but like, this guy to me is the best full forward in the game. Scored 1-5 today, like, you know, and he's just that bit, you know, he's just different. Here's Castlegar, man, a beautiful score from out the field by Ger Farrer. Seems to be making midfield his own, like, and he's laying down the marker that this is his spot for the championship. Half time in this match, Michael Dignan, the scores would have done justice to a full match, if you know what I mean, at that stage of it. So we're scoring. Cork played their part in that as well. Yeah, they did. You know, as Cyril said, they went for a few goals early on and a couple of good saves. I think it's something they've been working on in training, going for the goals. But you see here, Ben O'Connor, who had a super game again today after, you know, he's 13 or 14, at least 12 or 13 years on the Cork panel now. And Cathal knocked him, made a great run from out the field. And good hook here, but brilliant improvisation there, the way he kicked the ball to the net. I think Ronaldo will be proud of that one. And here you have Ben O'Connor just showing the class that he has over the years. A great line ball. He cut another one from the other wing in the first half, and quick thinking by Ben again. Out to Michael Cusson, and it was interesting, I suppose. A lot of people wondering about Michael Cusson, 6'7", picked at wing forward today. Scored 2 points from play and won some good ball. I think he'd be more effective closer to the goals. He's very, very good in the air and has good hands as well. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, whether to put him or Osaki full forward. I don't think the two of them will be on the championship team. And Michael Cusson played well overall today as well. Cyril, if you have a goalkeeper that's right in his form in a match, you have a big boost going, and that was certainly Galway's case. Yeah, there've been alternation the goalies all year between Cannon and James Gale. But Cannon today really showed again that he's very, very safe. Now, as Michael says, Cork went for goals very early on. This is a lovely flick through, going right down the middle here, goes from a long way out, good save here, reflexes out here. Now it comes back out here, it's going to come in again in a minute. Kieran Murphy gets on this ball again now, it goes down in it here, has a little look up and flicks it back inside.
you know, he hears the runner himself coming through Nocton. He goes around his man here, lets him around him easy. Tony O'Green, another great save, and this ball is cleared out. It actually ends up with a great point by John Garner, but the point was like Canada was in song, and Cork, we felt in the game, were kind of forced and going for goals, which is quite unusual for them early on in the game.
Still another day maybe to get to me. You know, there was a couple of high balls in there that Saki just missed the flick to, so maybe another day they could have 3 or 4 goals, but today Callanan was very safe.
Absolutely. Okay, time for us to take a break here on Sunday Sport, but still plenty to come here on the programme tonight. Now